Vacation. Now we are meeting the first time for this Panchama Veda. Many people, they were asking Swamiji, what happened to the Panchama Veda? I told Panchama Veda is there, we are also there, but it is very cold in between us, Panchama Veda, and so let it go. So almost it is all right. Now we'll once again start this wonderful Panchama Veda and the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna discourses. Usually we read from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, which is translated by Swami Nikhilananda ji from the original Bengali Kathamrita, and discuss the words of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna in the light of different scriptures. Now we will start again. Before that, as usual, we will let us chant this mantra and then we will do. Tabu kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhiriditam kalmashapaham sravanamangalam srimadatam bhuvi grinanti e bhuridajanaha. Even those who are hearing it, and they are also getting the benefit of the spiritual development, and that is for sure. And we know those who are continuously following this, I think this is the 94th the day we are studying this, and in the meantime every 25 lectures have come in a CDs, 3 CDs are there. Now when you complete up to 100, another CD will come like this, and people are liking it. Why? Because the very simple way, the teachings of the spirituality. When you read Bhagavad Gita, when you read Panchadashi, when you read Upanishads, okay, there are words are there, but the way Sri Ramakrishna is telling, and so close to us and so simple as if so simple. So it is very, very attractive. And we stopped for winter vacation on 17th November 2015, and now after reading the comment by Sri Ramakrishna, no matter what path you follow, yoga is impossible unless the mind becomes tranquil. See, these are the very simple words. The mind of a yogi is under his control. He is not under the control of his mind. In the page number 248, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna by Swami Nikhilananda ji, these lines are there. No matter what path you follow. The 3 words we can notice in these 2 lines, the path. Now it says yoga is impossible, and then the control of the mind. The 3 words. We know the Sanatana Dharma or the Hindu religion, researching through the ages, has discovered 4 different paths. That this is very, very important. According to the condition of the mind, according to the aptitudes, they have given the 4 paths. Not suddenly, it cannot come like that. They have observed the people why he is not able to realize God, why he is not interested in God, Why can't they sit for meditation? All these things, years together, they observed, they researched, and they understood there are 4 different types of mentality. And accordingly, human mind is a part of, which is a part of human personality, where thoughts are flowing constantly, as we call in Sanskrit, chitta vritti. Vritti means constant, the thoughts, and it is going on and on. Now, if we compare it like a flow of water, very clear flow of water. Now, suddenly someone put some red color in it. Water is flowing, but we observe that red color water is flowing. And then someone afterwards put the black color in it. It becomes again the black. And if you mix the white, same water flowing, it becomes white. So, similarly, our mind, thoughts are flowing, and these thoughts, when it is coming in contact with the tremendous activity, it becomes raja. When it is tranquil, it becomes sattva, and it is color is white. And when it is in slumber and criticizing others, trying to make some difficulties for the others, is a black. There is also the thoughts. We only observe the actions, of course, but before the action there is a thought. And naturally, this way it goes like this. So, we all know the thoughts changes. Observing the changes, the rishis, the spiritual researchers, they found 4 different type of people. What? Discriminative. They will be constantly asking why this, why that, why not this, why not that. So, they are going on discriminating. And the devotees, the highest form, the highest goal to reach God and to reside in the place, that is heaven. Now, the discriminative person, he will say, okay, suppose you go, you are not alone, there will be many other people also, and you find that the God is talking with someone or giving somebody something, immediately you will feel jealous, oh my God, why he is not giving to me? Then you have gone to God, near God, in the heaven, but are you at peace? There may be like this. That is called discriminative type of people. Unless and until you are one, then always there is a possibility to have the conflicts. That is called discrimination. And these people, they will be discriminating constantly. Apparently, when they are talking, you will feel, oh, they are atheists, they do not believe in the existence of God. No, they believe, but their approach is by understanding each and every step thoroughly. And then after reaching over there, what is going to happen? That is also, somebody told, if you are doing this thing, you will go to heaven. And immediately the emotional type of people, they will accept that, yes, yes, that is all right, we will go to heaven. Where is heaven? What is heaven? What will happen in that place? How long we are going to be there in the heaven? Is it for the permanent or the temporary stay? The emotional people, they do not think in that way, but the discriminative people, they will always judge in this way. So, the discrimination is a path, and that is called jnana. And second is the active type of people. They do not have that type of discriminative faculty, they do not bother about that, they do not have devotion or emotion, but they have a wonderful feeling to help others. So, that is utilizing that rishis, they are utilizing that type of mentality also, very, very active. And if you ask them to sit for meditation, it is impossible for them. then how we can help them or guide them to realize God just because they are very much active? Won't they realize God? That sometimes these children, they are hyperactive. Then the special type of researches they are doing how to give him education even though he is hyperactive. When he goes to the school with the other children, we call it normal, and he is hyperactive. He can't sit in one place, constantly thinking in different. So, do you think we will simply put aside and say, no, education is not for him? No. The society is thinking, research is going on, why he is hyperactive, what type of medicine we should give, what type of dealing, how we to approach. So, similarly, in the spiritual life also, those who are very, very active, so they are telling, observing what type of actions they do, as because they have that activity. If you channelize that for the good, it is good. If you are not, then destructive. Now, the flow of water is coming. If you channelize, you can produce electricity. And the flow of water, if you are not channelizing, it will destroy the whole thing, wherever it will go. So, the power is there, we have to channelize. So, it was channelized, that is called karma yoga. And then it said, okay, you need not to go to temple, you need not to meditate, you need not to practice on the other way. But whatever you are doing, when you are helping a person, is very good, you appreciate, but do it without any expectation, that is all. Everything that you do for the others, you must do for the betterment, for the good, for the helping for the others, but without any expectation, and that will help you to realize God. That is called karma yoga. So, when Sri Ramakrishna mentioned the path, it means these 4 paths. Then comes the emotional way of type of people. They feel, oh my God, can't I cook something for the God? And the lot of emotion is there. I should cook, I should decorate, I should do this, I should do that. There is the emotional part. When you say, what type of God is going to eat your food? They will be hard. No, I am going to cook and offer. I am sure God will eat. So, naturally, this is the type of people that emotion is there, that also utilized for the development of the spiritual life, and they call it bhakti. The bhakti marga. Marga means the path. Bhakti means devotion. It is the emotional way of understanding God, or trying to realize God, or trying to reach God. So, this is, and then another type of people are there who don't like to talk, who don't like to work, who don't like, say they are tranquil. So, they are yogi. When Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning yoga is impossible, is he mentioning only that particular path of yoga? No. So, when you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we need to explain this, because most of the people, many of the people, they may misunderstand this, because they will think it is a yoga, yoga is one of the path. Then why he is telling any path you take, no matter what path you take, then is he mentioning about the yoga? It is not only one. Here the yoga means union. When he is speaking about the yoga here in this particular line, it means union, union with God, union with Atman, union with Brahman, union with the super, whatever the consciousness or whatever way you express, that is. So, one is when he mentions about the path, 4 paths, and this is the uniqueness of the Sanatana Dharma, Hindu Dharma. It is not forcing all to go in a one channel, whether you like it or not, you have to. No. There are 4 different, and that beyond this there is nothing. Why? Because the human temperament, human mentality, human thinking capacity is just like this. These only 4. One is discriminative, another is contemplative, another emotional, devotional, and another is very, very active. So, these 4 paths. So, when Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning whatever path you follow, that means any path, all the 4 paths he is mentioning. Then he is telling yoga is impossible. The yoga means union with your goal. Now, again, if you say the discriminative type of people, what is your goal? He will say Brahma. Brahman is my goal. The Brahman is the all pervading consciousness. So, that is his goal, the Brahman. Then if you ask the emotional people, the devotees, what is your goal? God. And then if you ask the tranquil and yogis, what is your goal? He will say Paramatma. And the active, God. And in whatever he thinks the same, we can go. Now, this is the uniqueness. Different names have been given and understanding is also different, but Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said you are reaching to the same place. But of course, degrees are different, understanding capacities are different. If we think the God is only having the 4 hands and he is having a chakra, Sudarshan chakra in his finger, and he is like this, what is your God? Then after that, slowly he will understand this God is in everything, everywhere. So, when the God is everywhere, he cannot have a particular image, body. So, naturally his consciousness everywhere. That is why Swami Vivekananda said, we never travel from false to the truth, but lower truth to higher truth. What is the lower truth? Is my God. He only takes food from me and he is having only this. His face is this, his color is this, he wears this type of clothes and all these things, correct. But the lower truth, the same thing, same God everywhere. Then ultimately it comes to the living gods. Who are the living gods? The beings. Each and every being is nothing but the living gods and goddesses. But the manifestation of the same God, same manifestation of the divinity is in the human being. So, Swami Vivekananda said, yes, everything is nothing but the manifestation of the God, but the best manifestation is the human being, the Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is one of the wonderful place in India, and almost all over the world the people know about it. It is a wonder, one of the 7 wonders. Of course, now the wonders list have increased. This is the Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal means that wonderful place. The moving tabernacle, the Jews, their temple is called tabernacle, the moving tabernacle, moving temples. Who? This human being. Among the human beings, those who are unselfish, those who are helping others, those who are constantly trying to be high, practicing high moral values, they are naturally above the other human beings. So, the degrees of manifestations, different manifestation. So, here they always Sri Ramakrishna is telling, yes, yoga, the union with God. Now, what is the purpose of spiritual life? To understand this and nothing else. What is spiritual life? Now, some people who are beginning the spiritual life, they are thinking, I will be protected by God, I will have all my prayers and wishes fulfilled, and some supernatural power I will have, all these things are there. And when I am complete of this in this life, when I go to the other lives, that's called there in the heaven, I should be with God and enjoying again the company of God, etc. Now, if it is so, then again the question comes, is it permanent? So, he is the person who is thinking in this way, his thought is having some defects. Sorry. So, naturally, we have to understand this, and then it comes in this way, the union with the goal, and when you go to the goal, finally it comes. Then here afterwards, when Sri Ramakrishna is telling the control of the mind, first he said in one line only simple one line, he said, whatever path you follow. How many paths? 4 paths. Why the 4 paths? Because of the different temperaments. Why the different temperaments? We are coming to this point. Why the people are having different type of temperaments? Now, he used the word yoga. It is one of the name of one of the path. Now, here he mentioned union with the supreme goal. And third, he said control of the mind. Yoga is impossible unless the mind becomes quiet. The mind of a yogi is under his control. And what does it mean? Now, if we elaborate, then we will find that mind is, what is this? A constant chitta vritti. What is mind? Flow of thoughts. And what is thought? Impressions of the experiences collected through our 5 senses, sense organs, and in the past lives and also in the present life. So, when he said the mind, what is the mind? Mind is nothing but the flow of thoughts. Where from the thoughts come? That is very important. The thought is coming from our experiences. And how the experiences we collect? Only by coming in contact with the objects of this world through our senses. And what are those senses? Again, the rishis, they are very particular about giving this, and they are telling the 5 different senses. This is the uniqueness in the Hinduism. Now, if we go on telling many other things, this is not rational or scientific. But when you pinpoint and say why these, very rational and at the same time scientific. And that is why slowly the Vedanta, in the name of Vedanta, the Hinduism is getting the acceptance all over the world. Thoughtful people, they are thinking, understanding, and then accepting. It is not true that some people are going and telling, if you accept our thoughts, I will give you these and that. No, no temptations. And when he is the difficulty, then I am going and telling him, if you accept my thought and my religion, then I will help you. It is not like that. This is the uniqueness of Hinduism. And this is permanent. Why? Because based on the truth, based on the realization, based on the discrimination, based on the researches, this is. And what are the thoughts? Human personality is nothing but the thoughts. Some people are thinking that I should go and break those things, destroy those things. Why he is thinking like that? It is not just he is a mad and thinking. No, he has his philosophy, but the wrong type of thinking. The destructive thinking. Why destructive thinking? Because ignorance. Whenever one gentleman came here, he was telling, I used to pass through this road, I used to wonder who are the people living over here. And today when I saw the all are welcome, then I thought, well, I can go I came and then I am in, and I am thinking it's a very good place. So see, when he is passing through the nearby places and looking at us, and not understanding about us, not meeting us, not knowing us, the doubts are there. Who are these people? What they are doing? Now, when he comes, when he sees the library, the books, meeting the Swamis, talking with them, meeting with the devotees, talking with them, seeing all these things, then he gets convinced. So, understanding comes when we come to know each other, knowledge. When we know each other, then we understand, though language is different, features are different, cultures are different, but we are all one. So, that is called the thoughts. The thought comes through the experiences, through the knowledge. And knowledge comes as the gentleman came, he saw, he heard, he touched, he felt everything, then he was convinced. So, our Pancha Indriya, we call in Sanskrit, Pancha means 5, Indriyas, senses, sense organs. The Jnanendriya, they call it Jnana Indriya, Karma Indriya and Jnana Indriya. What is the Jnana Indriya? Jnana means knowledge. And these Indriyas, these senses, sense organs, it collects the different type of information from, again there is a 5 list. There as some object, it has a smell, it has a touch, it has a sight, and all these things we go, our eyes go, collect about its feature, comes back and gives the information, it looks like this. Then the nose, it smells like this. Then the hand, it goes and touches, it touch like this, feeling is like this. So, this way we hear about it, that is also. So, Chakshu, Karna, Nashika, Jivha and Tak. Sometimes some of the people, they will taste something, after cooking they will taste. What is that? Knowledge. What that knowledge? Through taste, he will understand whether it tastes like this or not, whatever he was cooking or she was cooking. So, all these things, organs are constantly collecting information. Where it is going? To the mind only. When the mind is accepting it, immediately it is not reacting, either immediately reaction or sending back in the store and keeping it over there. And it is all there in our philosophy. Why? Because the researches. It goes into the mind, and the total we call antakarana. And this is very, very important. What is there in the store? If all the bad things are there, then it will be very difficult. All the junk we have to remove, we have to clean, and then we have to reset the whole store. Then only it is possible to realize God. Now, when you are talking about God, thinking about God, we should have a very clear idea about the God. Now, when we are talking about removing or cleaning all the garbages from our store, which is called antakarana, which is called the mind, which we accumulated when we were children. We used to go and collect so many other things, the pebbles, these and that, going on collecting, and then when we grow up, we simply leave it like that and come away. Sometimes our mothers, they used to keep all those things as a memory of the child. That's all. It has no value. So, shall we keep all the memories full with those things which are not of use? No, we have to change it. How to eradicate these impressions? What are those things? Impressions. The See, I am not talking about that somebody told sometime and we have to follow, not like that. I am talking that way we have to have the approaches to our goals. And this is how to eradicate, how to remove all the trashes from the store, from our mind, so that the new thoughts can come. And the majority of the good new thoughts, positive thoughts will be there in our mind, then only our whole personality will change. We go to Sri Ramakrishna, back to him. Why to him? Because he has realized God. And he is very recent. Only in the very modern times he was here, 1836 to 1886. And we will be celebrating his Tithi Puja, we call it Tithi Puja. And though it is exactly on the 10th, but as because it is a working day, we have taken it because devotees won't be able to come on that day. So, the celebration will be, puja will be on Saturday, the 12th of this month, every time. What we are going to think on that day, doing that day, giving respect to him, remembering him, trying to understand him. Why? That is beneficial for our own spiritual life. And how he is helping us, giving us some teachings. Where from he is giving these teachings? From his own realizations. He realized it. And then he is telling, if you follow in this way, then only it is possible. What is that? First he said, Sadhu Sangha. Sangha means the company. Sadhu means the holy, holy company. If you go to a holy company, and what is that holy company? The moment we think about a company, we use the word company as if another person and we are going near to that person. No, it may be, of course, we are going to that person through thoughts, through a good book. We are getting a very holy company by reading this Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And what is that holy company? Because constantly the thoughts are on God, on unselfishness, on the spirit, on the Brahman. So, naturally, beyond this body consciousness, and the mind and the spirit, it goes upwards and body drags us downward. And the body is necessary, but inside the body there is spirit, and that is easy to understand through the mind. And so, we have to give most importance in the mind, and this mind means first is Sadhu Sangha, listen to a holy person, read the holy books, and immediately you get the wonderful impressions, but understanding should be very, very clear. The misinterpretation may give even the holiest of the holy book. If you misinterpret, then it is very, very wrong. Sometimes jokingly, I don't know, seriously, no people will go talking like that. Sri Ramakrishna said, this world with all its wealth is nothing like the dust. So, taka mati, in his own words, the wealth that you see is nothing but the dust. The earth of this is futile, useless. Some people, real estate business they are doing, they told Sri Ramakrishna was correct. If you have a lot of property, this land, now you can sell it in a great value and you will be rich. So, it is a wrong way of interpretation, maybe jokingly. But the thing is, if you misinterpret the teachings, you go nowhere. So, Sadhu Sangha won't do, only that won't do. When you listen to these good words, inspiring words, spiritual words, Then next is, he says, you have heard it, now you go and ponder over it, think over it, meditate over it. So, nirjan vas. So, he says, go to a solitude and go on thinking, meditating, trying to find out the real meaning of these teachings. This is very important. We go, we listen, we half understand or misunderstand, we go back, and then accordingly we think the Swami told like this or the book told like that. You have to understand this very clearly. That is why in those stories we find that the two brothers are approaching to the God, their father, and said, Father, teach us. And the father said, Thou art that, you are that supreme. Then the younger brother, he came and he saw his reflection and he said, my father, the God, he said, I am that. That means this body. See, you means what? Me here. So, he understood that same teaching as the body, and then he became Asura, because his understanding was wrong. Why wrong? His elder brother, the same teaching, he started thinking, how I can be the same God, because this body cannot be the God, because it is changing. Someday it will die, whatever it may be. Today or after 100 years is going to die. How can that be the God who is permanent without any changes? See the discrimination. The sadhu sangha is good. We hear a very good word, then our discrimination is very, very important. And all the wrong things that we see is happening. Everybody in all religion, they are telling the very good, wonderful spiritual teachings. Interpretation, understanding, that we have to. If the interpretation of the very good word is wrong, it is of no use. Rather, it is a wrong use. If they say the God told these and I have to do these, and see the Asura, all the stories of the Asura in our mythologies, because of the wrong understanding of the same thought. So, they gave the all importance on the body and they wanted to keep this which is temporary. They can never make it permanent. So, obviously, this is very important. When we go to Sri Ramakrishna, how you will teach us, sir, to eradicate, to clean up all our mind and then control it, then he first say, go to a holy person, listen to the holy words. Immediately the next he said, go to a solitude, sit over there all alone and go on pondering over that thought. The moment if we go on pondering over any particular thought, clarity will surely come. And then again, if you go to the holy person and asking him, you told this and I was thinking and this is my conclusion, am I correct? Again he will say, I think you should do in a different way. Same thing we hear in the Upanishads. When a young boy is coming, a brahmachari is coming and asking, please tell me what is Brahman? Then he said, Anyam Brahmeti Vyajanat, go. So, this is Brahman, go and ponder over it. He goes back, he meditates, he comes back, he said, okay, then what is your thought? What do you think? Well, sir, this is okay, Annam, but the food is only sustaining this body, how can it be permanent? Yes, your thought is going in the right direction. Go again and meditate. And it's not 1 or 2 days, 12 years. Go and meditate on that 12 years. And again, and again, and again, like this. When you were reading the Yajurveda, we read, many of you were there in the class, 48 years they were practicing this. And the girl, She practiced 24 years. And then she said to that gentleman, now you have finished and you know what is Veda, what is the truth. Now let us start a householder's life. Let us marry, settle down, raise the family. And then in the same girl is telling afterwards, please tell me so that after completion of all these things, I can realize God. Why she is telling this? Because she understood the Dharma. She knew that all these things that I am doing is temporary. So I have to go to God. And when I am reaching to God, only knowledge can help me, the permanent knowledge. So first is Sadhu Sangha, then the concentration on that particular teaching, coming out with the actual original meaning of it, understanding it. Then Swadharma. When I have understood this, like the girl of the Yajurveda, she understood that I cannot become a monk right this moment. So she gave the proposal to a young man, and you have studied this, you are also understanding the Veda properly. Will you marry me? Let us settle. So Swadharma, what is the Swadharma? That is as the Grihasthi. So the Swadharma is also very, very important. The first Sadhu Sangha, then Nirjan Vas, going to a solitude, then whatever the responsibility that I accept, let me do it perfectly. Swadharma Palan. In the Bhagavad Gita also Sri Krishna is telling, it is better to die in your own duty. Swadharme nidhanam sreya, paradharma bhayavaha. Now that is very, very important. In the Swadharma, the responsibility that I have accepted, I must try to do perfectly in that. I should not change the whole thing. I am accepted a responsibility, and for my decision, for my activity, this whole society is depending, and then I change suddenly. No, you should not do that. So Swadharma is very important. So Sri Ramakrishna said, Swadharma Palan again. Do your duties, but fixing your mind on God. That is very important. Do your duties, but fixing your mind on God. So this is called Swadharma Palan. Then he said, Vichara, discriminate and develop the spirit of renunciation. These are the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. And apart from these, no other things are there to help us to realize God. And if we think that we will go on reading the Veda or the Bible or the Tripitaka or these and that, we can't do that. But you have to take out the gist out of that and you have to practice it. Apply those things in your own behavior. And how you can do it? So it's the simplest way he has given the 7 points. First is the holy company. Second is pondering over that particular thought in a very secluded place where nothing is going to disturb you. Not the telephone, not the company of a friend, not the newspaper, nothing. So simply day after day you ponder over that. And then you come out understanding it properly and perform your duties according to your taste. Suppose you think that I like to renounce the whole world and become a monk, you are welcome. After hearing this, if you think, no, enough, I am not going to become a householder or accepting any responsibility, I like to become a monk or a nun. I like to renounce. I don't want anything, name, fame, money, nothing. I only want God, and for that 24 hours my mind should be there, and for that whatever responsibility will be given, I will. And nowadays some people of course are there individually, they are practicing, but most of the time it is an organization. They get the the umbrella of an organization. They get all these benefits. They need not to think about their the minimum provisions that are necessary for the life, the food, clothing, shelter they get, and in exchange they perform some of the duties, and then they are free to concentrate, to practice spirituality. That is the organizational help they get. So this is called sadhu sangha, then nirjan vas, and then comes swadharma. When I am practicing swadharma, my own duty, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, perform it, keeping your mind on God. But every moment I have to judge myself, that's called vichara. Discrimination. Whatever I am doing, am I doing for God or doing for something else? Who is going to tell you? In this country, particularly, very, very difficult. Even if you know, you cannot go and tell it. Even the parents are also hesitant to tell the children, don't do this, do this. No. So they are free. You have to tell them in a different way. So it depends on the particular person. Constantly he has to think or she has to think, my purpose to go to this society, Vedanta society, to acquire the spiritual benefit. Am I getting the spiritual benefit? That is the thing. The one elderly lady, she comes, she cleans these carpets. Every week she comes, then clean all these things, then she goes. Now suppose she is thinking, suppose she is not, suppose she is thinking, I am doing it so that the in-charge Swami will be in a good relation with me, etc., etc. Is it wrong? I won't be able to understand his attitude. He has to or she has to understand this. So this is called vichara. Vichara doesn't mean that constantly you have to think, oh, Brahma, Satya, Jagat, Mithya, etc. Not like that. Every step I have to think like this. I am doing in this way. Is it good? So the devotion should be there, the vichara should be there. Otherwise, you cannot make the progress. Again, let me repeat. First is the company of a holy person. Second, living in the solitude and pondering over the teachings. Then applying those teachings in our daily life, swadharma. Then discrimination every moment. Whatever I am doing, is it all right? Sometimes I have to shout. Sometimes I have to show my ego, my personality. It is necessary also. And if you say, oh no, because God, no, that is wrong. Because sometimes you need to show like that, because Sri Ramakrishna is telling you should hiss, but don't bite. Now, hissing means that particular moment it was necessary, otherwise you maybe that you were in difficulty. So to stop the bad type of people, so vichara, then comes practice, regular practice. It's called upasana. Upa means near, asana, sitting. Constantly I am sitting near to whom? Either God or the ideology or my goal. How it is possible? Practice constantly and in a disciplined way, practice of discipline. What is that? Upasana. Get up early in the morning, wash yourself, go to temple, sit for meditation, do the japa. If you don't do it, then you will never be. Oh, today I have done, so after 7 days again I will do. It's okay. But if you realize God, if you like to realize God, you have to have a disciplined life. Otherwise, you won't be able to do it. So the upasana, the practice of discipline that has been given to you, taught by your guru, the preceptor, the guide, spiritual guide, that you have to follow it regularly. But all these things are possible. It is all the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. He said upasana. And all these things are possible if you have the complete faith. So the basis is the faith. Faith is Vishwasa. The Vishwasa of the faith, God is there. And as the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as the Shankaracharya, as the Buddha, as the Christ, as the Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, if all they could realize God, I can also realize God. So every day you have to have developed that faith. I can realize God. And to that particularly for that, you have to go on giving the suggestion to yourself, and that is called prarthana. So the 7 points, first is holy company, sadhu sangha, then nirjan vas, and that is called living in the solitude. Third, performing your own responsibility with the keeping the mind at the feet of God, swadharma. Then discrimination, whether I am following, practicing the religion regularly and in a proper way. Then upasana, this all discipline that I am following in my life. And then vishwasa, that's a faith, have firm faith, I am divine. And to manifest that divinity, begging the blessings of God, that is called prarthana. O God, you have said, when the father is holding the hand of a child, there is no fear for the child. So please hold my hand, as because you are my father, you are my mother, you are my only one whom I can rely on. So please hold my hand. So when I am going on praying like this, then only slowly my mind is becoming clarified. So that is the only way. So friends, these are the 7 steps, one after another, suggested by the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, because he was God himself. He not only realized like any ordinary saint or sages, he was the God himself. All these things within him, like the Sri Krishna was giving all the teachings, not that he realized it after practicing, it was within him, it was coming out from him only. Similarly, these thoughts coming out from the person Sri Ramakrishna, who is nothing but God himself. So that vishwasa, the faith if we have, then we must listen to him, and then we should try to practice it whatever little is possible. Salpam api astya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Again in the Bhagavad Gita. Even if you are trying a little of this, even that will give you a lot of spiritual benefit. Salpam api, a little, salpam, little, api, that means if, asya dharmasya, this religion, what is that religion? This teaching. What is the teaching? These are the teachings. Trayate will give you the benefit, mahato bhayat, from the great fear. What is that great fear? I am going to die. Nothing is going to happen to me. All this fear will go away, and tranquility, peace, joy will come in my mind. So this is the simplest way, but perfect way, penetrating way. Sri Ramakrishna, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is giving us these directions, and this is called knowledge, and that is why I have given the name, the 5th knowledge, Panchama Veda, to the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, that is Kathamrit. Let us offer our pranam, and then we will conclude. Next Friday, Swami Varadanandaji will give the class again. Please come. And it will continue every Tuesday, Friday, Sunday the regular routine will go on. And in 7th, that is Monday, this our Shivaratri puja is there. Today is the fast, 7th Mahashivaratri. There is a unique opportunity. The one after another all these things come again and again. If we cannot do it regularly, at least occasionally, that most of the people they will fast, and then in the evening they will come, they will join in that, they will be going on repeating the Shiva Nama, which gives the mind a very tranquil and pure atmosphere, and the mind becomes very much purified by that. And then we are offering all the oblations to the Lord Shiva, and then after taking prasad going back. So the whole day we can spend in that way, and the weekend, the Saturday 12, again we will meet here from morning 11 o'clock for Sri Ramakrishna Titi Puja. So let us offer our pranam to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna with this mantra. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.